Leche, la leche, la leche, la leche, la leche. Parity, not patriarchy. Past, present, futures. Here's we ours again. The Equinoxtrueqsz, Co-Secretary General's Co-Secretaries. That's what we like to call ourselves and use, all of us, everyone's. But in order to connect our names and purposes to other archetypal languagings or person histories on this our homes on all our planets, past, present, futures, we also call ourselves other names, such as including archetypally our young goddesses and gods. Now, does that mean we're trying to become a pantheon? Becomes a pantheon is above others? No, of course not. What we are delivering is divine democracies, so that all of the created incarnated souls that God has made, back and forth in circles times, all of the Ellie circles and Earlways, all the females and males, all of the Elohas and Elohims, cans and shells and cans, be reunited back and forth in circles, times, and balance and contact for heavens and this and all earths. Now, does that in any way suggest that we're trying to usurp the ever-loving authorities of the one Mother, Father, Goddess, God of the universe? No, of course not. There is only one Mother, Father, Goddess, God of the universe, ever-present in all creations and all sustainings, including to us and all that we knows and has ever known, past, present, futures, all our families and communities, all the females reparatively, and all the divine feminines reparatively, and all the divine feminines and masculines, all the females and males with the eyes in it reparatively for equal use, and all the flora and fauna that God has given us to go through and appreciates. And so, as we say, namaste, the divines within us, greets the divines within you, and all, and we say, Mikotuya oyosin, Mikotuya koseverals. We are any's and alls and any's related, and because we know is that we are, it's any's and alls and any's and alls related, so cans and shells and cans comes together again, back and forth in circles, times, and balance and contact. And for heavens and this and all our earths. And we also says the alights within us, greets the alights within you and all. Comingsz and Box, Baval, Chaim, Shalom, Mir Pache, Merci, Ubuntu's, let's put that right at the beginning, Jin Kwei, Schwanzwag, all of the heritage of use, Ubuntu's especially go back and forth to mitochondrial befores, after, during, and because we are heeding the kindness and wisdom of the divine feminine friendlies and egalitarians epochs of our planet, the ancient ones, especially the Magdalene eras, and especially Atlantis and Thrace and Druidics and Vedics and Ubuntu's, and traveling back and forth in circles times on all continents and beyond, because space-time is not linear. And so we also call ourselves other names, such as Co-White Cat Bubble Women's, Co-Changing Women's, Iroquois, Goddess Clan Sisters, and Goddess Clan Mothers, FIRSTCOFIRST, and also equally Sister Cousinas and Co-Cousin Brothers of the clans and gens. We call ourselves Co-Spider Women's, Co-Earth Women, Co-Sky Women's, Co-Earth Women's, put it that way. Co-Sky Women's for Earth Women's, Co-Spider Women's, Co-Chichinas, Co-Cousinas. We call ourselves Co-Orishas and Yumayas, Co-Daganak, Co-Kalki, Co-Zaoshans, Co-Amamamari, Co-Alashkastors, Co-Indians, Buddhists, and Co-Couszmic Chrisztsz. Now, don't let that word Christ intimidate you. The word Christ in ancient languages simply translates to anointed. Anointed do what? Greatest kindness and wisdom, now, on this and all our planets, heavens on all earths, cosmically. And so we also call ourselves other names. And what is that? It's just to let go of a 3,000-year-old detour that humanity took, called patriarchy, and regain the egalitarians, divine feminines, friendlies, divine feminines, and masculines, equally friendlies cultures. And so we also call ourselves other names, such as Co-Westallarianlies and Co-Eastallarianlies. That is, Co-Eastralianlies and Co-Eastralianlies, because we are combining the messages of Shushan, that is 50-50 promise fulfilled and delivered to all women's and all men's, therefore, and youngers as well as olders, and also is connecting that to the wisdom and the kindness and wisdom of the Galilee, that is the Magdalenes and Nazarenes, all of them is equalies and all, connecting them to our ancient heritages of Venusians and Marians, and that's all the divine feminines reparatively, and all the divine feminines and masculines equally reparatively with the Ionid, and again connecting them to Atlantis, that is the Thracian also times, the all the nativities, indigenous cultures go on all the continents, so that we call ourselves the very real stargates, Atlantis, and Holy Land and Sacred Earth's Risens of Reborns and and Risson's humanities on the smaller planets, and last shall be first go first team of very real Stargate and Star Trek and Parity Peace cultures, heavens on the smaller paradise cultures on the smaller planets. And it sounds like a daunting task to accordingly open the Stargates and the Akashic Records for Reborn's and Risson's humanities, but actually it's easily accomplished via the new Millennial Golden Rule, which you can read at 50/50 now at WordPress.com, and just next to it read the 11 steps for easily accomplished strategies for making us and thus so. You'll also see a page on the website called Among the Representatives, use, and use, because use, choose, cans, and shells, and shells and cans joins us in becoming Equinoxtrueqsz Co-Secretary General Couszmic, and the only issues we had concern about was whether or not we'd be silly and stupid to lose the opportunity to make the change, the anthropology, and therefore be caught in a situation where we lose our incarnations and lose this planet. But actually believes we can, and shells accomplish this in our current incarnations on this planet in conjunction with others. And you'll see our names and pictures that we can't say all of them. We say yours too, because we have we start our genealogically with our family trees, and yours too, that picture face. And we start first with our great grandmothers, and equally all the females of all generations, reparatively, and then equally especially for our youngest generations, our Elohims, always circles, and are always traveling back and forth in circles. So we're opening the Stargates and the Akashic Records reparatively with that in it. And so we can say some of the names, can't say all of them, we'll say some of them else. We'll say, well, of course, we have Jignosay and Queen Esther, and all the Iroquois goddess clan mothers, and more recently, Lydia Costanza, Barbara Rachel's, and currently Virginia Lydia Valenti, New Townsend, and Morris here. And we have, of course, all our white cap buffalo women. We have Myrtle, Rosary, and Pearl, and especially Ma Patricia Sunflowers, and equally Martha Myrtles, and Sophie, and Elora, and Anne Marie singing crickets, especially Soloya use. And we have, of course, our Ubuntu's families. We have our Anns and Joannes and Elena and Gaiolis and Gawkis and lots more there. And we have our Lights families. We have Bonnie, Sylvius and Bonnius, and lots more there. And we have, of course, our Estelarian families, Allens and Hannahs, and lots more there, and especially in some to our branches. We have our Venetians families. We have Estrella Libertarians, that's Harriet, traveling back to the circle lines, Claire, Jubilant Joan, Person Antoinette, Risen Rose, Rainbow, and Pomegranate, all the great Stargate, Darcy, Teaching, Ross, Leones, Linnaeus, and Jenny's of the Guys families, Rachel, Kyla, Stargates families. We have our Esther's and Rachel's and Anne Marie's, Julian Marie's, Equals and Barbara's and Diaz Divines and Jenny's, and equals our youngest generations. We have of course, our April's arisen, Rose's risen, Earth Centralines, all of us doing Edith, Hesperus and Hallel's, and more there, Stacey, our son, Sophie's, our 20s, our lighting Lisa, Shirans, and of course, our beloved, did I say Hadassah, and of course, our beloved Vanessa Sully, and Harlan Lewis, Wesley's mentioned, and John Bright, and Hadassah and Gillen's, Leon and Ross mentioned, and Bright, Johnny Jim, all comes very, 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 every ye's blessings.